Hey guys, happy new year. I'm really sorry to have not posted earlier. I got a really nasty bug when I came back from Scotland and I was kind of floored. I didn't actually even go to work for 3 days, which is very unlike me. Normally if I have a cold I just power through because it's not that serious, but yeah, this was pretty bad, so that's why I haven't filmed anything or vlogged. Anyway, this video, as you can tell from the title, is slightly different to my other videos. It's not a vlog, it's more a sit down, and it's basically my plan for 2019. And I discovered something called no buy on YouTube at the end of last year, and oh my god, it's totally taken over my life. It's so kind of me, and I'll go through what a no buy is and kind of my plans for it. I also discovered Marie Kondo, and I knew of her from before because I know when she wrote her book there was a huge phenomena. If you don't know who Marie Kondo is, she is basically a tidying up expert. She's from Japan. She wrote a book, I think it's called The Art of Tidying or The Joy of Tidying. So she had really good techniques about how to clear up your space. The crux of her main technique is, if you want to keep something, see if it sparks joy, and if it sparks joy, you keep it. And what I really like about that method is there's been so many things that I've been keeping hold of because I've spent money on it, or it just doesn't fit right, but I've spent money on it and I feel like, oh my god, you know, I spent £22 on this outfit but it doesn't look good, and I keep hold of it thinking that there's going to be this one perfect moment where I'm miraculously going to like that outfit. But her kind of technique made me feel like I had permission to get rid of stuff. And it's just like, okay, it doesn't spark joy for me, but maybe it will spark joy for somebody else. Maybe if I give it to charity, it will find a better home. And then I don't feel so wasteful. And I realized like I was holding on to a lot of things because I didn't want to feel wasteful. And this method makes me not feel wasteful because it gives me permission to give it away and it can find a better home. So a low buy, no buy is obviously, as the title suggests, you consciously try to buy less, and it's already transformed so many aspects of my life, and it's also saved me over £400, and I'm going to go into like how it's done that already in just like 3 clicks of a button. I discovered a few channels at the end of 2018 which was suggested to me by YouTube. I've got the names written down here. One is Hannah Louise Poston and the other is Hayley Evans. I think both of those channels went slightly viral at the end of the year because I think a lot of people were looking into this, so I'll link both of them down below in the description. So essentially what it is these two ladies have decided to go on a low buy no buy. Hannah had already done it for a year previously, and Hayley has just started it, and that was the first video that I watched. So I watched their journeys and I thought, hey, this is really good. And I'm a bit of a natural saver anyway. I don't want to make it seem like I have a problem with overspending because I don't. I like to save my money, but now I just feel like I have permission to be even more frugal. And I'm not crazy. What I am going to do is do a monthly budget check-in with you guys. I've been keeping a spreadsheet which marks what I've been spending every day, because obviously to live you need to spend a little bit of money, and I'll go through what I'm allowed to buy and what I'm not allowed to buy, and shopping my stash, which I've done already. I've bought a few items from my stash which I've got down here. Shopping my stash is when you go through what you have already, forgotten items, and then you reclaim them, recycle them, start using them again, and start falling in love with what you have already in your closet. Another reason why I want to save is because obviously Andrew and I recently got married. We want to move in together. He's in the process of like moving in to my house because we're basically his lease is kind of still going until the middle of this year, and yeah, we want to move into somewhere pretty decent and make it our own. And I've actually never ever lived away from home, so I've never had that expense of rent. Yeah, I'm super lucky, and a lot of Asians do this. They stay, and a lot of Asians don't. I don't want to speak for the entire community, but a lot of people just stay at home until they get married. So now I'm just starting to realize that there are going to be bigger things to pay for, like rent. And yes, I've paid a few bills here and there, but to be honest, my parents have always like really taken care of the household, and I'm treated like a bit of, you know, although I'm in my 30s, I'm treated like their baby, their child. And going forward, I know that I can't always rely on them, and I'm gonna have to, you know, join the grown-up world and be a full-on adult in every aspect of my life, not just work, but also in my home life and stuff. I need to take care of my space. So I think this is good training for me going forward into the new year. So going on to how much I've saved. So I've got like my notebook here, so I'm going to refer to it. So first of all, I really wanted a coat from Desirable, and I have had my eye on that coat for 2 years. Now, as I said, I'm not a big money spender anyway. So last year I had a really nice coat, so I didn't feel justified in spending that money. This year I thought, okay, fine, I can spend that money. But actually, before my wedding, I bought a really nice coat. I really still wanted to buy that coat, and I thought in the January sales that it might come down in price, but it only came down by 10%. The coat cost like £150, so 10% is nothing. And then I discovered all this low buy, no buy, and you know what? It gave me permission to let that coat go and be like, you know what? Yeah, that is an amazing coat, and I really want it. But there are bigger things in life than a coat, and I still have a really nice coat that I bought for my wedding. So, and don't get me wrong, I've got like 4 coats, and I like to keep my things pretty nice, as you'll see when I shop my stash. I like to keep my things pretty nice, so I do have like 4 coats that I can wear, so it's silly for me to buy another coat. So I kind of saved £140 already there by not spending that. Then I cancelled my Kindle Unlimited. For some reason, I was paying for Kindle Unlimited. I think I just wanted to read a book once. I signed up for their trial and I just forgot to cancel. And it was just so silly. You know what? I'd even noticed the £7.99 charge, and I thought it was for Amazon Prime rather than Kindle Unlimited. And I didn't realise I was paying like for Amazon Prime and Kindle Unlimited. So I got rid of Kindle Unlimited, which is £7.99 a month. And then I got so annoyed with Amazon and myself. I thought, you know what? I don't need next day delivery. And I got rid of Amazon Prime. Andrew still has Amazon Prime, and if I really want it, I can log into his and watch like movies and whatever. But honestly, it's not a big deal for me. If I do choose between Amazon Prime and Netflix, it's always Netflix that wins. And my most watch kind of thing is YouTube, which is free, and BBC iPlayer, which is also free. Well, kind of free. I pay my TV license, so obviously I can watch it. And those are the 2 places that I really watch most online stuff anyway. So yeah, I got rid of Amazon Prime, which was like ridiculous. I can wait 4 or 5 days, and to be honest, they're pretty quick with their deliveries anyway. So a lot of times I don't even have to wait a full working week to get my stuff. And then I also cancelled Spotify. I'm not a big music fan. When I do like music, but it's not like, you know, some people are really passionate about it. I just like the top 40. And also when I'm commuting into work, this might sound really strange, but I find music kind of irritates me, and I don't want to listen to music, so I'd rather listen to a podcast. So on Amazon, so cancelling Amazon Prime, Spotify, the coat, I think I saved well over £400 this year, and I will do the calculations and put it on screen. This has also started to impact my decisions about this year as well, because I'm going to Bangladesh in the middle of this year to have a kind of Bengali wedding for me and Andrew. Obviously we're married already, but it's just going to be another kind of celebration with my Bengali family. And honestly, I was going to go all out. If you are Asian, or even if you've seen a Bollywood film featuring a wedding, you will know how long kind of the wedding ceremonies last. You've got the holud, which is the girl's kind of hen do. You've got the man's hen do. Then you've got the wedding itself. Then you've got a follow-up reception. And I wasn't going to do all 4, but we were going to do 2. And then I just thought, you know what? It's so silly having like these grand weddings. I've already had a fairly big Scottish wedding. It wasn't huge, but it was kind of pretty big. We had like about 60-70 people there, and we had it in a castle, and we spent a bit of money on it. And I just thought, to do the same again on 2 ceremonies is ridiculous. I am going to continue to have like 1 ceremony. It is going to be slightly smaller than was originally planned, and I've scrapped like the holud that I was going to have. We were going to have a joint holud, and I just thought, there's no point, and we're only going to be there for 10 days. So really, while I'm there, I don't want to be running around having like weddings when I could actually be hanging around with my family and really showing Andrew the country. Now I want to get to the rules of my no buy and what I can and can't buy. I'm going to refer to my notebook, so please don't be annoyed with me. So what I can buy. Okay, so for the BD wedding, I do want to obviously buy my outfits and stuff, and there's a few bits and bobs that I will need. I'll need to pay for the photographer. It's a memory that I want to create for us, and I want to kind of have it fairly symmetrical to the Scottish wedding in terms of photos and memories, and have things around our house in the future. So I'm going to allow myself to spend there, but not as much as but to be more mindful of like what I'm spending. I'm gonna allow myself to buy groceries, stuff like toilet paper, kitchen tissue. You need all of that stuff. Gym membership, I'm going to keep my gym membership. My gym membership is pretty reasonable. It's only £25 a month. I think you would be hard pressed to find a more value for money gym in London. My travel into work, so my travel into work is about £160, but obviously I need to work, so I need to pay that. I'm going to pay for experiences and travel, so I've already booked tickets to go to Lanzarote in February. That's where my father-in-law lives with his partner, and Andrew and I are going to visit them. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously I want to see them, I want to have experiences. But one thing about experiences, which includes stuff like coffees and meals and things like that, I have been keeping, as I said, I've been keeping a spreadsheet, and it is mind-blowing how much I spend on just going out. London is such an expensive city to live in, and I don't want to just blame London. I do think I go out a fair amount, but I don't want to be restricting Andrew and being like, look, we can't go out, we have to spend all our days like at home in the evenings cooking and watching TV, because I don't think we're excessive. But I mean, I'll go through my budget spreadsheet with you, and it would be interesting to see what you guys think. I don't think I'm excessive, but at the same time, I'm not willing to spend as much as I have been on experiences. I'm not including the trip to Lanzarote there. I'm actually talking about, you know, coffees and drinks and stuff like that. I am going to allow myself to buy lunch at work. It's kind of like a little pleasure for me. I like going out, and I like just go down to Boots and I buy like a £1 sandwich. Sometimes I buy like a £2.50 kind of salad bowl and stuff. I say salad bowl, but it's essentially a pasta bowl. And I've given myself a budget of £25 a week, so that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Normally I spend between £2 to £3, but if I give myself £25, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. So if I want to go out with a colleague for lunch, which doesn't happen very often, but I do have a good friend who I work with, and sometimes we'll go out like for the occasional lunch. So I've given myself like £5 for that. Things I can't buy. Now, I was very strict with this in the beginning, but now as I've got like 3 weeks into my no buy, I kind of realized I can't be as strict as I was being. I was thinking that I would get I would buy no more clothes, and I would buy no more makeup. I have a lot of backups. I'm a woman who likes a backup. So you know, like how Simon Cowell has the same jeans and the same shirts and stuff, I like to buy a backup if I really like something. So jeans, I think I'm pretty sorted for. I've got about 4 or 5 pairs. I went into Primark once and just bought like a bunch of £12 jeans. They will last me for a while, and I think I've got a lot of clothes. You'll see my closet. I'm going to do like a decluttering of my closet, and you'll see how much I have. My aim is to get rid of half of that stuff. I've already filmed a decluttering on my shoes, and I've gotten rid of 70% of my shoes, and I didn't really want to buy any more things, but I'm thinking that I might end up needing to, like, might need to buy a hat. I've got like 4 hats, so I'll continue using them. Today I realized I need to buy an umbrella. I don't really have a good umbrella, but I'm trying to kind of stave off as much as possible and only really replace it if I need to. I also didn't want to replace any makeup because I have backups of makeup, and before my wedding I bought quite a lot of makeup, and I have a lot of backups. But oh my god, wouldn't you know it, the only thing I don't have a backup for is a lip liner, and I lost my lip liner. And I was just a bit like, oh my god, I've committed to this no buy. I don't want to buy a lip liner. What am I going to do? My lip liner was a MAC lip liner, and they're pretty pricey, and I was kind of toing and froing, and then I decided, you know what? Because I go to Boots for lunch, I have a lot of Boots points. When I have enough Boots points, I will buy a very cheap dupe of the MAC lip liner, and I will buy it with my Boots points. And I think that's kind of like a justified way of getting what I need, not spending that much money, because obviously the Boots lip liner is going to be way cheaper than MAC, and not really spending any actual money. So that's what I'm going to do. So I might have to buy replacements for clothes and for makeup, but so far I've done without. Another thing is I want to talk about my shopping, my stash. My work bag ripped. It's a really nice bag. It's a Longchamp bag. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, by the way. And they're pretty hard wearing, but I've had it for 2 years and it ripped. God, it was so funny the other day. I was speaking to Andrew. I was just like, I don't want to replace my bag, and he was just like, look, don't be silly. You can't go around with a ripped bag. It just looks really bad, and you're taking this penny pinching too far. So I was gonna buy it, and then I asked my sister, like, hey, do you have a spare bag that you can give me that's big enough to carry my laptop? She said no, but then she said, hang on a minute, didn't you have that Michael Kors bag that you gave to me? So I had a Michael Kors bag, and I gave it to her when I got my Longchamp bag because I wasn't using the Michael Kors bag. And she said maybe that would work. And the Michael Kors bag isn't ideal because it's a pretty heavy bag, and my computer's pretty heavy, and it's not that roomy, it's just roomy enough. So I've decided that I'm not going to wear it on my shoulders because it is quite heavy and it gives me a bit of a shoulder ache. I'm just going to hold it like this, and let me show you what it looks like. So this is my bag, and I even had a video on this like ages ago when I first bought it, and I think I must have bought it in 2012. I'll double check and tell you like kind of on screen. So I bought this in about 2012, and I think it's in pretty good condition. I don't think people would be able to tell. It was a bit battered when I got it, like it had been crushed in the wardrobe for a while, and it was a little bit musty smelling, but it smells all right now because I've used it for a few days and it's been aired out, so it's perfectly fine. So that's pretty good. I don't need to replace my work bag. So I have shopped my stash. And then also when I was doing the decluttering of my shoes, there was these and you'll see that in the video when I'm like discussing this pair of shoes and this pair of boots. I'm thinking, oh, can I get away with wearing them? Well, guess what, I could, and I think that they look great. These are my shoes. Look, they're nice and flat, that I can wear them every day to work. I'm not a big like heels girl anyway. I used to be back in the day, not like massive heels, but nowadays I really like prioritize comfort over everything else. So that's going to last me a good like 6 months, I think. They're not like really expensive. I got them from New Look. So I think 6 months would be pretty decent wear out of them because I'm going to wear them pretty like much every day, or at least like 3 to 4 times a week. So I've come to the end of my low buy, no buy video. This is what I'm going to do for 2019. I'm going to have a monthly check-in with you guys, telling you where I'm at, I'm decluttering my stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good journey. I'm really into this minimalism thing. I think it really speaks to me as an individual. It's given me permission to do a lot of things that I really wanted to do, but that I wasn't really kind of embracing or making time for. So I'm really pleased to have discovered like all this community, and I am really looking forward to becoming part of it. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!